Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. The movie begins with a car, music playing and driving down a hilly road. Omar is in the car with his friends, and tells them that they should stay at a hotel after they park the car near the hotel. As Omar enters the hotel, he sees a girl doing her job and talking to herself. After seeing Omar watching her, she gets nervous. While leaving, he tells her that there is no one at the store and that he wants to buy a pack of smoke. He goes to the store and waits. After a while, the girl arrives and takes the money. After that, he asks her for chocolate. He compliments her, saying that she speaks fluent French. Later, he notices a picture on the wall that purports to feature Jackie Chan, but she refers to him as Bruce Lee. Omar proves to her that he is Jackie Chan, she tells him her name is Zora, and he departs. 3 months later, Zora is waiting for the bus. After some time the bus arrives, she inquires with the bus driver, Binta, about the address. Seeing her confused, Binta helps her. And also drop her off at the mall. Then she starts working at a cash counter in the same mall, and travels daily by Binta's bus. And ever since, they have developed a close friendship. After some time, we see Zora and Omar are happily together in their new residence and place of work. It seems she is satisfied with her job. However, Omar is not satisfied with his job. That causes them to begin fighting. Days later, they fight once again, and during the conflict, Omar injures her unintentionally. The next day, when she gets onto the bus wearing glasses on her eye, Binta realizes that something is wrong, and she goes to sit in the back seat of the bus. The following evening, they both sit on a rooftop. During their discussion, Binta explains that it is domestic violence, but she claims Omar has apologized numerous times. For a few days, there was no fighting between them. But if something happens once, it can happen again. After a few days, they both again had a big fight. Omar beats her severely. She then escapes from him, and boards the bus. He follows her and calls her name outside the bus, but Binta doesn't open the bus door. Zora feels dizzy on the bus. Later, the X-ray machine in the hospital clearly shows that she is pregnant. Omar comes there and apologizes to her. Binta watches everything from outside the door. 6 years later, Zora and Omar seem very happy with their daughter. But she still works and travels. One night, her daughter Zina sees her sleeping on the couch, and asks her the reason. She shows her Omar snoring loudly through the door. They both leave with a smile, and she puts Zina to sleep. The same night, Zora searches for self-defense videos online, and then some video footage appears on the screen. After a lot of searching, she finds a kung fu master. She goes online, watches videos, and starts practicing. She keeps watching videos and practicing everywhere, and one day, while practicing in the kitchen, she kicks the cooking pan on the gas, and the pan falls. A few days later, she enrolls her daughter in a self-defense class. After watching her daughter's game, Zora goes near the drinking machine to drink water. She kicks and rattles the equipment, but the bottle remains tightly in place. Then she meets Chang Su. She is surprised when she sees the method he used to take the bottle from the machine. Chang hands her the bottle and leaves smiling. Later, after seeing an advertisement on the wall, she applies for a job as a floor technician and starts working there. And when there is no one in the gym, she practices seeing mobile videos. One day, when Chang sees her while she is practicing, she gets scared and stops practicing. Chang takes her mobile and laughs after watching the video that Zora used for practicing. She tries to take the mobile from him but to no avail. After some time, he gives her the mobile phone and says kitchen, and leaves from there. The next day, she thinks he is telling her that she belongs in the kitchen, and argues with him. But he shows her the mobile. It seems draw your kitchen typed on it. She doesn't speak Chinese, though. That's why she is unable to grasp Chang's words. Meanwhile, Omar comes there and takes her to a movie with him. In the movie theater, she asks an old lady for the meaning of draw your kitchen. The lady also tells her kitchen means kitchen, but she doesn't understand anything. A few days later, Chang converts his gym into a kitchen-like setup. He blindfolds himself, and shows Zora to practice some steps. She also follows that step with him. When she comes home, and after seeing the kitchen, she learns the meaning of the draw your kitchen. The night after, watching Omar drinking, she cancels his trip ticket. In the evening when she is cleaning the gym floor, he comes and slaps her, because she cancelled his trip ticket. After seeing Omar slap Zora, Chang kicks Omar and starts punching him. He continuously punches him. Zora stops him. He instructs her to use the skills he has taught her to fight back before walking away. Omar also departs. Later, Zora gets on the bus, and seeing her worried, Binta tells all the passengers to leave the bus, and talks with Zora about getting a divorce. She tries to convince her a lot, but Zora is not ready for a divorce. She is afraid that her daughter is closer to Omar, and that she will leave her and go with him. She gets off the bus. Binta realizes her problem, and sends the police to her house at night. The police come to Omar's house to take him to the police station regarding domestic violence. So Zora tells the police that this is not the right time. Because her daughter was inside the house, Omar explains to her daughter and goes with the police. The next day, Zina is seen playing football. She seems sad because Omar is in police custody. Later that night, Omar comes home and asks about Zina's football game. He starts watching a video of Zina's game, and Zora brings him food. Then Omar starts fighting with her, and tries to burn her passport. Zora soaks it with water and tries to fight back. She kicks him in the chest and falls, and at the same time, the bell rings. Their daughter comes home, and he starts playing with her. She goes to the kitchen and smiles. The next day, on the bus, she thanks Binta and gives her the glasses. She cooks food for Chang and packs it in a tiffin, and keeps it on his seat. She also draws a map of her house, and gives it to him with the tiffin. Later, when she returns to get the tiffin, she finds that Chang has set it up just like her house. And then he teaches her how to kick, and she starts practicing. One day, Zora is sitting in the canteen. She sees some boys harassing a girl. She tells the security guard, but they leave. When Zora is practicing on the roof of the office, she sees the same boys harassing another girl. She goes there and fights with them, and takes the girl away from there. That night, she sits on the couch with Omar, asks where her money is, and punches him in the chest, bending his neck down in her arms and knocking him unconscious. When her daughter comes, she tells her that Omar is sleeping. The next day, when she goes to receive Zina at school, she finds that Omar has already taken her away. Later, he brings her daughter home late at night. He tries to distance his daughter from her mother, and he stays close to Zina. Later, Zora and Binta meet with the lawyer, concerning the divorce and child custody case. The next day, Zora practices with Chang. Her training is completed, and now she has learned everything, and she appears to perform kung fu well. Later, she sends her daughter on a trip with her friend. That night, she hands custody papers to Omar, and shows him some kung fu moves. After seeing the papers, he starts smiling, and even tries to kick her. But she blocks it, and the two begin to fight heavily. Omar kicks her on the couch. She pretends to be unconscious. When he reaches out to help her, she grabs him and strikes him. She beats him repeatedly. While fighting, they reach the kitchen. And now Omar is powerless to stop her. They begin to argue once more, after he stops her and grabs a bottle of water from the refrigerator. He runs to beat her again. She places a vacuum cleaner pipe in his mouth, and he switches off the vacuum pump. However, he is helpless. Zora employs numerous kung fu moves on him. Later, when the doorbell rings, their neighbor approaches and inquires about everything being okay. Omar comes and shakes his head, being hurt. Later, after he slaps her in the face, she also slaps him, and continues to hit him in the stomach out of rage, and grabs him between her legs. Omar finally gives up, and signs the custody papers after realizing his helplessness. She continues running down the road after that, feeling as though all of her sorrows have passed. A few days later, Omar boards the bus and seems to be wearing glasses. Binta smiles seeing his glasses. They arrive at Zora's new apartment after getting off the bus. Her daughter enters her new room. After some time, Omar leaves. Now she currently has legal custody of her daughter. She goes to her room after her daughter calls. They both appear to be quite happy. After a few days, those old bullies who harass the mall girls, those goons come back to the mall with the intention of stealing. Zora fights them all with her kung fu moves. The end. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. Turn on the notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out.